Hello and welcome to another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander, National Sales Manager, Bona Adhesives.
And I'm Rob Johnson from Bona Training. How you feeling, bud?
I'm under the weather big time.
You are, listen, I'm going to say this right up front to the audience. Wayne Islander's a trooper. I've talked to him the last couple of days now. You know, we bust each other a lot on this show. Fight like cats and dogs, but when I talked to Wayne Monday and Tuesday, I even said to Pauline, there's no way he's going to be able to do the show on Wednesday. No way. Man, you come back good, baby. You were pretty sick there, and I still think you're a little under the weather, but
lots of water.
Plugging, man. You're plugging it.
Water and vitamin C and just, yeah, it's been rough. But that's okay. Enough about me. Rob, this is about you.
This is all about me, right? Take a look.
This is Rob Johnson is 60 years old now. Holy smokes. You know something? You know what's weird about that? Like, I'm 61. When I say I'm 61, it doesn't sound that old. But when I say Rob Johnson is 60, somehow it seems older to me because it's not me. But you welcome to the club.
Wow. It's a sad club, man.
No, it's not, man. So, Rob, 60 years old. What'd you do on the weekend? How'd you spend your 60th birthday?
My 60th birthday. Well, I think I spent my 60th birthday like most floor guys. We were sanding floors, my son and I.
You weren't broke down on the side of the road out of gas?
No.
Should we just leave that alone?
No, because I know if I was broke down, you drove by, you wouldn't stop. You don't stop for people inside. You don't stop.
I'd have empathy for though.
We don't want to get back into that.
Yeah,
war.
No, that was ugly. Matter of fact, I headed that off. I called HR lady when the show was over, and I said, "Look, I don't know if Rob's already called you. He's been making some strange phone calls lately, so I just want to call you ahead of time first and just forewarn you. He's going through stress because he's turning 60, and he's just a little bit off. So if you did call her, I got there before you."
You know, Wayne, something about me you probably don't know. I can take a punch. Okay? I can take a punch. You can take a punch. And I thought that was pretty funny though, that show where we were really going at it on that one. That was if you get and listen to that show, that might be one you want to listen to.
Yeah, I apologize for raising my voice.
Don't worry about it. But like brothers fight.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So how'd you spend your 60th birthday?
Like every floor sander does. I was sanding floors, baby.
Were you really?
Yeah. Yeah, a good friend of mine. He's retiring. He's a cop. He's retiring, and he's packing up his stuff and moving out. So he called me up and he goes, "Hey, I want to do the floors. You know, we want to show the house." And so it's about 700 feet downstairs, kitchen, dining room, living room, hallway. And so that's how Bum and I spent my birthday, sanding floors.
Okay, before you go any further.
With my son.
Okay. Did this good friend pay you?
Yes, he did.
Good. Because people that are selling their homes right now are probably getting a fortune for them. So I'm glad he paid you. Okay.
Now, it's funny you said that because when he was talking to me about it, I said, he goes, "You know, what's it going to cost?" I go, "Don't worry about it." Sometimes I'm thinking, you know what? Especially through the years, he's helped us out now and then, him being a policeman and everything. And so I was thinking, you know, when you're working for family and friends, money's always weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, we did a whole show on it. It was so weird.
Yeah. So I was right in the middle of it, you know? And so he kept saying, "Hey, what do I?" And I'm like, just let me get a coat on, or let's do this or that. And then Pauline said, "Well, you know, we need a load of pool water, and your son, and he's got a kid." And I said, "All right," you know. He was very generous, you know. So I'll just leave it at that. He was very generous. It was worked out for everybody. So yeah, I did get paid.
Okay, good. I asked the question because hard feelings between you and him. Yeah. So it's what, in case you listen to the show, just to cause you a little bit more stress in your life.
No, no hard feelings at all. Actually, we had, uh, it was funny. I mean, only a floor guy will understand this. We had a lot of laughs during that job. I mean, a lot of laughs because, Bum works for the competition. And so every once in a while we'd stop and have a pretty good, lively debate on what equipment runs a little bit better and which one I like and which one he likes. And it was a riot because my buddy that we were working for, he kept like taking pictures of us and taking videos and laughing like hell. He goes, "This is like watching Lion King." He said he started even singing the Lion King song, like the old lion, the young lion. But it was pretty cool, fourth and fifth generation guys out there doing his floor. So he was all psyched up about it.
Is he past the point of it's pretty cool, I'm going to impress Dad because or is he past that point?
Oh, he's way past that point.
Okay, I figured so. Yeah.
He is way past that point. And actually, there was a few years there for a while that him and I just could not work together. We really couldn't work together. I mean, he is an incredible perfectionist. I'm really not. I know what works and what doesn't work, and he's a super perfectionist. And but I don't know if we both, you know what I mean? I went a little his way, he came down a little my way, and we actually it was actually a pleasure. I mean, and it was funny because his wife and my wife were like, "Oh my God, they're working together. How's this going to go?" You know, they were expecting the worst, and it actually we had a lot of laughs doing it.
I've seen people in their 60s and late 70s, father and son, still having that problem on a job together, not working together, one or the other. You know that?
Yeah,
Where they just still can't get along on a job. One of them has just got to put their willpower ahead of the other one, and has got to win. And so it's good that you guys can finally get past that and just have fun.
it was really nice because we really did kind of meet in the middle, and like for instance, he stopped me and he goes, "You walk awfully slow." I was making the first cut with a 50 grit, and he goes, "Man, you really walk slow." He goes, you speed it up and try this and that." And I said, "Well, I have a reason that I'm walking a little slow. I'm using a 50. I don't want to put a big scratch in it. I don't want to use a 36 because the 50's working." I said, "The 50's working if I go a little slower, just slow it down a little bit. 50 takes it, and I don't have to jump from 36. Everybody knows the deal." And, he kind of looked at me nodding his head, and I could tell that, that kind of made sense to him. So where before, I think that could have been a big fight between the two of us.
It would have been with me. So I would have turned off the sander, unplugged the sander, and say, when I didn't walk too slow, when I bought you diapers when I had no money when I was 23 years old, and when I didn't walk too slow, when I had to go to the grocery store with the last dime I had and I wanted to buy something for myself, I didn't walk slow then.
When I didn't walk slow, when I had to steal that hockey money just to buy you Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
The hockey money that we didn't steal and we put back.
Yeah. And there's no comeback for that. You turn the sander back on, you put your headphones back on, you hand gesture him, and keep moving.
He got me a set of headphones. I don't know what everybody's wearing for headphones, but he got me a set of I don't like talking about the competition, but they're called 3M work phones. Oh my God.
Good stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Bona should buy a bunch of those and just put our name on it because that is the best
I'm pretty sure
hearing
Bona's not
protection that I've ever had.
kidding. Well, pretty sure Bona's not going to buy them 3M earphones and put our name on them. I don't think either company's going to go with it for that.
Not going to go for that, huh?
But I'll tell you what, I'm glad you did because you know how important that is. So,
When's the last time you sanded a floor? I mean, really,
oh,
a real
oh,
job.
it's been probably 10 years. It was out in California with my brothers because I wanted to work with them for a day out when I was out there. And I'm telling you, things are not the same.
Unbelievable. Now, I thought I was going to feel it the next morning. And this is just a shout out to everybody listening to this show who sands floors. Okay. Everybody makes it look so damn easy. Right. And you've done it. After a while, you made it look easy, right? Effortless.
You take it for granted how effortless it is to you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now I thought I'll probably be sore in the morning. I wasn't sore the next morning. I was sore that night. I got home. Pauline and I had some supper, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm having trouble getting up from the table." She gave me some ibuprofen. I took a hot shower. I was like, "My god, I have completely lost it. 60 has destroyed me." But I will say this: the next morning, I woke up and I was shocked. I felt pretty good.
Hmm.
We went back at it.
When I worked with my brothers, what I did is I ran the big machine on a pretty sizable job, and 3/4 of the way through the job sanding it. You know what surprised me? I mean, I can't begin to tell you how much it surprised me. One thing, the one muscle in my body that hurt the most was the least muscle I thought it would hurt the most is my triceps. When I from holding the machine back and whatever, when I went at lunch, I was eating a sandwich, a tuna fish sandwich. It was like shaking in my hand when I put my other hand rested on my elbow to then I'm like being self conscious that my brothers could see like my hand shaking eating a tuna fish sandwich. So I was shocked.
And you know what I also thought? I mean, hell, I run a machine every week, a couple times a week when I'm training, you know?
Yeah, not the same.
No. There's a difference between working the machine for a couple days and making a few passes, training somebody how to do it, and then coaching the rest of the time.
One thing you and I will never forget, and we always have such great respect for the men and women that do this job. And I know when you're in it, you don't realize how strong you are until you don't do it anymore. And we both said the worst thing about getting older is you lose your strength. And that I never thought that would bother me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I see an old man up here. He's just an old man. He knows he's old. Who cares? That old
Right.
man might still care. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's something we definitely feel from
Oh,
people doing this job. Yeah, you're stronger than you realize.
um, when we started the job, Bum got there ahead of me, and he walked through the door, and my buddy Brian, he looks at Bum and he goes, "Oh my god!" And Bum's like, "What's the matter?" He goes, I was gonna say, okay, Bob, I'm ready to go," because I used to pick him up and we played hockey together,
And he called you Bob.
and he called me Bob. A lot of my friends call me Bob, and he, he said Bum walked in the door and he goes, "I thought I was being picked up to go play hockey 30 years ago." He goes, "It was." He goes, "A shiver went down my spine when your son walked in." And then I showed him that picture because Bum puts a bandana on. He starts to, he was working the machine. So Brian just looks at me and he goes, "Oh my God." He goes, "I just can't believe how much he looks like you and acts like you." And then, so I showed him that picture that I have of myself. Actually, that picture of me running the big machine in 1988 was the same year he was born. I showed that to Brian, and I said that was the year he was born, and he was just like, he goes, "This is like a time warp." Well, there was another guy doing some stair railings and stuff, and Brian said, "Hey, show him the picture." So I show the guy the picture, and he starts laughing. He goes, "Man, I bet you could have picked that machine up back then." I said, "Brother, You don't know. I said, this other good friend of mine and I, we do a podcast, and that was one of the things we said on the podcast. Man, do we miss being strong? Where did that go?
You call me good friend?
Oh, yeah, you're sick
Oh,
today,
that's nice, man. All the things we've been through, we're still good friends, man.
We're still good friends, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah.
thanks.
Well, Bona makes us say these things. Didn't we have to hug it out at the last fight?
Sign something. Now there's a third person sitting in on all the podcasts. Um, you know what? I think it's pretty cool you got a chance to work with your son. I really do think that's really, really special that you guys got. And you got to look over and see him and think to yourself, you know what? Kid's done all right, man. That's great.
Man, he's just got a really good eye. He's got a really good eye. He's got a really good eye. So, I mean, the stuff he was picking up, I was just kind of laughing to myself, like, man, I didn't see that. But, the other thing I want to talk to you about, like you said, it's about 10 years since you sanded a floor for real, right? And I think that was really the first floor that I ever sanded for real using all dust containment. I just kept stopping and, wiping counters and windowsills and everything. And I said, this is just unbelievable. And I know we still have a lot of people out there. And, I get it. We sell some great vac systems. All right. We sell some great dust containment, but man, Bum and I were laughing about it. Is like, I said, I can't believe, and he said the same thing. He goes, I'm shocked how many guys I meet still aren't using dust containment. Holy mackerel. You just feel better. You just absolutely feel better. You're sweating. There's something about sweating. And then there's something about sweating and getting caked up with the dust too. It's I mean, I was just like, this is, and I know I do it at all the trainings and everything, but it's in our big training centers and, a lot of air movement and, stuff like that. But my gosh. And like I said, we're working in the guy's kitchen. There's no dust anywhere. Man, if you're not using dust containment, you really should just give it a try. It'll change your life. Dust containment systems will change your life.
And I think when you first notice it is on the way home. I think that's when you first notice dust containment. That you realize you haven't been breathing that all day and everything, and not to mention the homeowners are so much happier, and you just in general just a cleaner site and it's more pleasant to work in.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I watched an episode on coal miners the other day in the Appalachia Mountains and going under those and then watching those guys come up after working in that all day long. Well, working with oak dust all day long too, times 5 days, times 12 months in a year, times how many years you do that, just is not good, man. It's just not good for you. I think you
It's
owe it to
a
yourself.
carcinogen. Absolutely, it's a carcinogen.
Yeah,
And the whole job site just had a completely different feel than I was ever used to, doing it the old way.
yeah. It can also be a carcinogen.
Did
Did you pronounce that?
did I pronounce that?
Yeah,
Did I mispronounce that?
carcinogen.
Carcinogen.
Oh, okay. Sounded weird. Um, so you want to tell me about the fastest 2 hours in a day?
I was just going there. What do you think the fastest 2 hours in a floor guy's day is?
Seen you write that down. Fastest 2 hours in a floor guy's day.
In a floor guy's day. All right, I'm going to tell you what I think it is.
I'm stumped.
I think the fastest 2 hours is when I was doing the final cut, the final 120 cut before we're going to coat. And I'm like, man, here we go, baby. Do this final cut here and we are coating. And then 2 hours later, we started coating. And I was like, what the? And then that was one that I forgot. I forgot about that.
All the little things you end up doing.
All those little things. And, to me, it was, I couldn't believe that. I mean, I looked at my phone, saw what time it was, and then we started. And I said to Pauline, "Oh yeah, we'll be home at 3, no problem." At 5 o'clock, we started coating. I was like, "You got to be." So to me, I think, for me personally, that is the fastest 2 hours of my life.
Yeah, now that you mention it, and there's so many different things. Once you get done with the sanding, and then the step before the coating is a lot of it, that encompasses a lot of things, right? I mean, rolling up the cords, putting the machines away, doing this, vacuuming, tacking, vacuuming, pulling your
Ta-
visqueen down or whatever.
Taping off molding, taping
Yeah,
off tile. Yeah,
yeah.
all the threshold work. Oh my God.
Mixing up the stuff, getting your applicator ready, all those little steps, man. Yeah, I totally get it. Yep.
2 hours, man. 2 hours. And I was like, oh my gosh.
That's the beauty. Sometimes you bring an extra guy to the job, you just throw everything out the door, like it's a jailbreak, and let him deal with that while you're coding.
I didn't even tell Bum this. We put down the first coat and he wanted to try a new roller. Somebody had talked about, this roller. So he wanted to give it a try. I looked at the roller and I just kind of, I bit my tongue. I'm like, if we got to do something over, this is the place to do it. Right. He's a good friend of mine. And we didn't tell him that he was using a roller, but we got done. And I stepped outside first. He came out a couple minutes later. He was just finishing out the doorway and everything. And I never told him the story. I know that he never heard the podcast, but he came out and did a Wayne Highlander. He came out and threw that roller and stick this the same way that you threw the
Is that
T-bone.
right? Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
he threw that thing. He was absolutely livid with that roller. Livid. And he kept working it, trying to, and I didn't say anything. Sometimes you just gotta just step away and right. But when he came out and threw that thing, I mean, he threw that thing 10 yards, man. That thing just, I thought, oh my God, I can't wait to tell Wayne this one.
That's hilarious. He
The
didn't like
only
it.
other person that I've ever, and I got to see it firsthand, he chucked that thing.
I love it. That's funny.
And I'm trying to, just trying to boost him up a little bit. I'm like, hey man, you don't watch water-based try. You don't watch it try. Don't.
It'll be okay.
It'll be fine. We'll and no man, we can fix this. It's only first code. I go, don't, you know how stuff dry. Don't watch it dry. I'm trying to just, but man, when he got out, oh, that thing went sailing.
That's a thing of beauty. Oh, that's funny. Um, and usually when that happens, somebody else is trying to console it. You know what? It looks okay. It'll be fine. It'll wait till tomorrow. It'll be good. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. Whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody's in that same fight, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy you got to spend some time with your son and
For a birthday celebration, as goofy as this is going to sound, it was a lot of fun. It
oh,
was,
good.
yeah, it was
Good.
really good to work with him and see the 5th generation coming up way he is. I
Nice.
was pretty
Yeah.
happy.
Very cool. Well, happy birthday to you, Rob.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, I forgot to tell you, and just in case you didn't hear it on the Lenny Hall podcast, when I was hanging out, we were just taking a quick water break during the job, and Brian comes up to me with a tape measure, and he strings out 60 inches. And I know I'm repeating the story, but just in case you didn't hear it. So he's got 60 inches on the tape measure. And he goes, hey, stand right here at the 60. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And he goes, there it is. There's 60 years of your life. And he said, he gave me 15 more inches to go. I go, really, 75? That's it. I go, at least, let me go to 80. How about 80? He's like, well, that's all you got right there between 75 and 80. That's it.
What's left?
That's all that's left. And I was like, I have never been a guy to get depressed about I've never been a person to get depressed about my age because I'm so immature. That's how I stay young. But when he did that with the tape measure, I was like, dude, I'm throwing every tape measure I own away.
Well, and as I said before too, you know what? That tells you that you need to take advantage of every day, live every day to the fullest, man. And I don't care where you are in life. There's never a good time to start than today that make the next day better, right? And when you talk about a glass is half full guy, I am 100%. I would not turn the clock back one single day of my life. You know that?
Oh, no way.
I don't want to be 20 again. I don't want to be 30 or 40 or 50 again. I'm just fine where I'm at. I mean, so just make the best of every day. And
I've had a lot of fun in those 60 years. I know you have too.
Yep, yep. All right, Rob. Well, thanks for sharing that. I'm happy for you that you're 60 years old now. Now I'm you're a little bit closer to me now, and maybe
I've joined the club. Yep.
More mature. Okay, everybody. Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. And please stay tuned for another episode.